Good morning, everybody. Hopefully we're all doing well. Second day transitioning over to Whoop, but everything seems to be all good. Just give me a quick yes or no if the audio sounds okay. Still having a little bit of issues with OBS, but let me know if it's all good, please. Either in the YouTube chat or the Discord or the Whoop channel. Yeah, all good. All good. Okay, I was going to try and show you. Yesterday's trade, but for some reason, the audio just isn't coming through my PC at the moment. So I don't know why. I need to still have a look. But anyway, this was the trade we took yesterday for those on YouTube who may have not actually been in the room. It was a short trade. One, it was a real, but it was a short trade in terms of we went short on the market and ended up getting 100 points from entry to target. So you can see down there at 681s down to 581s, and just 5 micros, $750 on the day. So that was yesterday's trade. We'll break it down, and I'm just going to shut my door just because my partner's just got home, so the dogs will go crazy. Apologies if you hear any barking. So anyway, on the NQ, we will just show you where we are, and some additions that I've been doing on the ATR table this morning. We can now see the ranges for the previous day's range. So you can see yesterday we traded. We were so close to ATRing down. We needed 20 points to be able to ATR down, and we just didn't. So we were saved by the 1.5 ATR. 412 we traded yesterday, and you can see subsequently on the past days, it basically surpassed all of the previous days' range. So obviously nice down close candle yesterday. And where that comes from, again, we'll just go through what we broke down yesterday, but we have completed lots of higher time frame longs that have been in the market for several years now. So nice to see those actually complete. And again, the BX turned red on Tuesday. In fact, technically kind of like Monday, Tuesday. ES also turned red on the BX as well on Tuesday. So therefore, shorts obviously become a lot harder to get, in my opinion. The indexes, just to do a quick overview, we have been trending down. Cut a long story short, the previous day highs have just been rejections, rejections, rejections. So instead of trying to be a hero and buying weak, I guess, opportunity, it just doesn't make sense. So as I've always said, it makes a lot more sense to be buying in trend. And that trend to me is either going to be when the linear regression is up and you are respecting that midpoint with the previous day high, which we broke down yesterday. And obviously in line with all of the other confluences, i.e. daily is bullish. We're in some sort of sequence, and obviously we're in completions, not exactly long initiations. So that is the reason in terms of why I believe the market is just being a lot harder to actually try and get longs, because we've had such a huge move up, and we should respect and be grateful for the move that we've had this year, because this was a phenomenal run. Probably one of my best runs in my career, just trading the NQ. So huge gratitude to even have a move like this, to be honest. And you can see two steady negative 100s. Sorry, one negative one here. And you can see failure to complete that 23. So I will keep this on my screen just because the halfway back is in play. And we just need to see if this is going to... I mean, I don't even need to see if this is going to be respected. All I need to wait for is the BX to turn green. And if that isn't going to happen, we are just going to continue to sell off. And at that point, I would then look for the same anchor new high to come back down into that 38 and that 50. Okay, so those two levels are, let's just have a look how far they are. 250 points, which we know if we look on our new table, get rid of the old one. I'll just copy over that. So you can see to be within 1 times ATR today, it's going to be 275 points. So that can happen. You know, that can happen for sure. In fact, is that from the low? Yeah, no, that could happen. 168 points. We've got We've got 124 points left. So maybe we get saved by that 61 down there at 261s. Maybe. Week left, we still have 262 points. That's all we have left on the week. On the month, we only have 428 points left. And on the monthly, we have how many days left? 9 days left. So not much range. Lower those expectations, which we've been saying all week anyway. But let's have a look. Let's have a look at those extensions. I will just copy that and delete it and just put it on here for now. Cool. Let's have a look at those extensions in terms of where we are and what I mapped out yesterday. So you can see what I was shorting into yesterday. Now yesterday, this was the initial short for me. In fact, my apologies. It was actually from this here. And then I took the low to low, which was in this area. So you can see, I'm trying to figure out where it was now. I think the easiest draw to show is the halfway back that basically got sold into. But there was a same anchor new low or a low to low on here, but I'm trying to figure out where that was now. Let me just zoom out. Because I remember I had the wrong draw initially. That's why I took the trade off. Okay, just try and get it. I mean, there was other confluences other than just fibs. Yeah, for some reason I think I did have it at, but cannot seem to find it. But the other confluences was that previous day low. So if we go back to yesterday, and what was really, really clean is, you'll see, I'm just going to get rid of the fibs. Because to be honest, I don't even think you need the fibs for this. This was just straight up rejections at the previous day low. And also, for those who have the indicators, I will break down the updates on that after this call on YouTube. But this was the trend. So this is the ETH trend for the day. If you touch this on the open, on average, it's not a bullish sign. So with that being said, and also being below the previous day low, the BX red on the daily, etc., etc. If you then trade a 61.8 retracement, which you did, below the overnight midpoint in orange, and you completed that full negative 100, right? Once that completed T1, T2, you ended up trading a low to low. And again, never tagged the 61. Look how clean that was. 590s, never traded it. Full negative 62 completion. And that was all she wrote. That was all she wrote. And you were pretty much saved by that 1.5 ATR. You had 8 points left. Oh no, sorry. You had on the daily 1.5, you had, if this loads, you had, this is not loading from yesterday, but you had 20 points left to be basically to go 1.5 ATR, which was pretty wild. We haven't had a 1.5 ATR since, I think, 2 weeks ago now. We go on daily. Yeah, like these candles down here. So going into today, all I'm really going to be looking for, same sort of thing as yesterday. Does the previous day low hold as resistance? And likewise, does the overnight high hold as support? Now, to get into the overnight high, you're going to get stuck at ATR resistance, right? So I don't think I'm most likely going to trade anything into 770s to the long side, just purely based on the fact that, you know, your ATR high on the day is stuck at 600s. It's probably not going to happen. So if we're going to trade the long side, it's most likely going to be tomorrow. I'm away Friday, so I won't be trading, but I imagine it'll probably most likely just trying to keep up with the shorts and play those extensions. I'm just going to take this off for a second. That should go off. Let me just make sure. Oh, there we go. So in terms of the shorts, again, I just want to make sure we are below the overnight lows as the previous day lows, which we are. And all I would look for to get some sort of pop to be able to short would be one of those extensions that I was trying to draw a second ago. Hopefully, one of these trades, right? Something like that would be clean for me, right? In fact, that's probably as clean as clean as it's going to get. There we go. 520s, 500s. I'm going to map out 500s to call it 530s, right? That's kind of going to be my area to short into. 530s. There we go. So if we can get, and I don't even need to necessarily short into that. What I would like to do is wait for price to actually reject that area, and then I don't even mind doing something like this. I don't even mind waiting for that move. And if this is a completion of a traditional, wait for the same Ankanu low, and maybe we get something like that. That's what I would prefer. And again, we've already traded the overnight trend line, and we're about to open in 15 minutes. So might just be a complete copy of yesterday. Now, if it's not, and it's a bullish day, and we have FOMC minutes at 2 o'clock, so it's going to be stuff that's already been discussed. So I don't think it'll do too much. I won't even be trading at that time, so it's not really going to matter too much. But we could just get a lot of sideways price action today. That's why I mention it. But again, if this short doesn't set up at 411s after trading 510s, I probably won't do too much. If we just grind higher and we just do something like this, and we trade that ATR high, and we pop it a little bit, and we just stick around, I'm probably not going to trade at all. So I think the only setup I would favor would be the short, but it would need to trade 520s first, trade a traditional, complete a traditional, show us that, you know, the trend is bearish, get back below yesterday's low, then have that rejection. And of course, that would then line up with yesterday's low. That's all I would be really interested in. And at that point, I've probably got about 100 to 200 points of range. Even if I take 40% of that, that's still 80 points. So it's still a trade that I would take. And of course, if we don't trade that, then I don't take a trade. So hopefully that is good enough information for today. What I will do is I'll move over to Whoop and we will go live on there. So if anyone's watching this on YouTube, click the link in the description below and we will see you all on Whoop. And everyone who's not in